WXYC is the student radio station here at UNC. We were started in 1977. We were the very first radio station to ever stream on the internet, which is pretty cool. And there was actually a question on Jeopardy too, which we have a picture of that in the station.
How I got involved in WXYC is I have a friend who one day after class said, hey, do you want to come into the WXYC studio with me? I have to pick out some of my music. And I instantly knew, like walking into this place, that it was something that I was gonna like, just based on, for one, the atmosphere there and the mood there is very laid back, very calm, and it just felt like an inviting place right off the bat.
This is the control room. This is where the on-air DJ will actually be when they are controlling the music that's going on air. In the control room we have 2 turntables, we have 3 CD players over there. This is the control board or the mixer where the DJ is able to crossfade or mix the different appliances into one another. We do have a second microphone for interviews when we do on-air interviews. As far as like our ethos or kind of like what we're all about, we operate on a free-form format. It's more about having an eclectic mix of music throughout your entire set. So a big part of that is like really encouraging our DJs to pull from a very diverse selection of music during their shows.
The fun thing about this is you can kind of pull any CD from the shelf, and there's like a lot of DJs write reviews of these albums. So if you pull one and like you can read a review a DJ wrote in 1998 or something and kind of get an idea of what it's like, and then play it and see if you like it too. Those reviews are like extremely reliable, I've found.
As you can see, Scary Monsters released in the early 80s, but this thing is pretty beat up. I mean, it's been taped up and everything, but as you can see, we have a bunch of different comments that people have written all over it. We have the XYC scrawled in the magic marker. On the back, we have songs that people have circled, little comments about it. It's just very cool. I mean, this would be the review that the reviewer wrote back in the 80s. Describing each song so that the on-air DJ, if they're about to play it, can like give a look at these, get an idea of what's going to be on it without actually hearing the album or not being familiar with it first.
I've had some fun actually getting into other genres fresh, and it's kind of been this cool thing of like rediscovery of getting into something I know nothing about, like metal music or country music or jazz and things like that I don't have the same background with. There's something real fun about that.
So this is our production room. As you can see, we have like our beat matching equipment over here, which are basically the DJ standards for scratch tables. Given how expensive all this equipment is, it's very cool that we're able to give students the opportunity to use it. So this is actually my favorite part of the library. On this side of the wall, we have jazz records that goes basically about to this second to the bottom shelf. On this very top shelf, we have I guess it's like classical music, but it has a lot of contemporary classical in there as well. And then this very bottom shelf is spoken word, and that kind of encompasses like poetry. I think there's sound effects in there. There's like speeches by JFK and Malcolm X. So when DJs feel particularly ambitious, sometimes they overlay like some poetry by Wordsworth with some techno music or something like that.
I think one thing that's kind of fun about being a DJ is getting callers, because if you have, during your first semester as a DJ, you have to do, they call them like night shifts. You have to either do from 12 to 3 a.m. or 3 to 6 a.m. or most DJs get assigned that shift. So I did the 3 to 6 a.m. shift my first semester. And first of all, it's really spooky being in the union alone at night. But also sometimes people call and you never know like what kind of people are calling from 3 to 6 a.m. And there have been I've had some interesting conversations with people I don't even know who they are.
As far as getting involved goes, I mean, of course, the number one way you can get involved is to actually become a DJ. So generally we have hirings each semester. So at the beginning of the fall semester, the beginning of the spring semester, and then also we do hirings over the summer.
It's really cool, and it's kind of I've noticed that I've done certain extracurriculars and you tell people about them and like, oh, like that's cool. But with this thing, it's like I'll tell people and they're like super interested in it because it sounds like on paper it's cool, and it is. And then it's also like you get opportunities to do things like they can teach you how to like mix live and, you know, turntablism and things like that and things about music production. So it's a really you know, I would say regardless of like your major or what, if you have an interest in music, it's like one of those like once in a lifetime things. Like, I don't think it'll be so easy to become a radio DJ when I'm not in college.
My name's Erin Scannell and I'm a DJ at WXYC, and you should totally tune in to 89.3 FM all the time.